I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, anyone interested in buying Frozen tickets, there are ticket forms in the front office on the little bookshelf thing. And the shows are March 6th at 7 p.m.
March 7th at 7 p.m.
and March 8th at 3 p.m.
I used to think computer science may as well be science fiction. Then, Girls Who Code introduced me to coding and helped me see it as a way to change the world. With GWC in my corner, I declared a computer science major and went to one of the top schools in the country. Today, I'm part of the largest pipeline of future female engineers in the US. And with connections made through Girls Who Code's new alumni program, some of the world's most innovative tech companies are lining up just for me. Let's close the gender gap in tech. High five!
Elizabeth, why aren't you in class?
I'm too depressed.
What?
I didn't get the early bird special for the yearbook.
Don't worry about it, sweet ball.
You can still get your early bird special up till March 6th.
From now until March 6th, school yearbooks are $25. After March 6th, they will be $29.
You can order them online or in the bookstore.
Hey Falcons, it's that time of year. Yearbook orders have begun. Due to a surplus from last year's successful yearbook sales, we are able to offer an early bird discount. Order now through March 6th and your yearbook will only cost $25. Orders March 7th through 18th will cost the full $29 selling price. Order early and save. You can order online or in person. Order forms are available in the bookstore. Cash or checks made payable to Northview Middle School are accepted. Don't delay. Order today.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom.
I have a dream. My 4 little children one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
A slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my
The time has come to reaffirm our enduring spirit, to choose our better history, to carry forward that precious gift, that noble idea passed on from generation to generation, the God-given promise that all are equal, all are free, and all deserve a chance to pursue their full measure of happiness.
Over me.
A new millennium brought about new hopes.
Though Sidney Poitier was the first African American to win the Academy Award for Best Actor in 1964 for his performance in Lilies of the Field, that same milestone will not be achieved for actresses for another 38 years. In 2002, Halle Berry became the first and only African American woman to win an Academy Award for Best Actress. She won for her performance in the 2001 film Monsters Ball. The pinnacle of Black history in America was reached on November 4th, 2008, when Barack Obama was elected the 44th President of the United States.
Because of what we did on this day, in this election, at this defining moment, change has come to America.
Barack Hussein Obama Jr., the 44th President of the United States of America, was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, on August 4, 1961. By the time Obama was 2, his parents had separated. In 1966, his mother, Ann Dunham, remarried, and the family moved to Jakarta, Indonesia. At 10 years old, Obama moved back to Hawaii to live with his grandparents. He graduated from Columbia University in 1983. He moved to Chicago, becoming a community organizer for low-income residents on the South Side. Obama was admitted to Harvard Law School in 1988. The following summer, during an internship at a Chicago law firm, he met Michelle Robinson. In law school, Obama was the first African-American president of the Harvard Law Review. After graduation, he returned to Chicago to practice civil rights law, teach law school, and organize Get Out the Vote campaigns. Obama and Michelle married in 1992 and then had 2 daughters, Malia and Sasha. In 1996, Obama won a seat in the Republican-controlled Illinois State Senate. In 2000, Obama suffered his only political loss in a run for the U.S. House of Representatives. But in 2004, he ran for the U.S. Senate and gave a high-profile keynote speech at the Democratic National Convention.
18 months ago, y'all didn't know who I was.
Obama won his Senate race by a large margin. In 2007, the freshman senator announced he was running for President of the United States. His main opponent in the Democratic primaries was Hillary Clinton. He won the nomination.
The choice in this election is not between regions or religions or genders. It is about the past versus the future.
In 2008, he won the general election, defeating Republican candidate John McCain.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
On January 20th, 2009, Obama was sworn in as the 44th President of the United States. 10 months later, he won the Nobel Peace Prize. Republicans nominated former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney to run against Obama in the 2012 presidential election.
Real, achievable plans that will lead to new jobs, more opportunity, and rebuild this economy on a stronger foundation. That's what we can do in the next 4 years, and that is why I am running for a second term as President of the United States.
The issue of racial profiling and police brutality, ever present in our nation's history, was still part of daily lives for African Americans.
The Black Lives Matter movement began in the year 2013 with the goal of guaranteeing equal treatment for all under the protection of the law.
When 17-year-old Trayvon Martin died at the hands of George Zimmerman in 2012, protests sprung up around the country, demanding everything from changes to Florida's Stand Your Ground laws to gun control.
When do our children get to just be children?
But one of the protests,
Black Lives Matter,
quickly took on a life of its own. The phrase Black Lives Matter was first coined in 2013 by 3 African-American women in response to George Zimmerman's acquittal. But the term didn't gain widespread use until August 9, 2014, when Michael Brown was shot and killed by a white police officer in Ferguson, Missouri. Protesters swarmed the city, holding signs that read, "Black Lives Matter." The overwhelming police response to the protests kept the slogan in the news for days. While Ferguson began to calm down, the combination of social media, ubiquitous video cameras, and the recurrence of African-American deaths at the hands of police meant that it was only a matter of time before Black Lives Matter reappeared.
On behalf of all New Yorkers, I want to offer my deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of Eric Garner.
4 months later, when a police officer was acquitted in the death of Eric Garner, an unarmed African-American man in Staten Island who was choked to death on camera, Black Lives Matter was everywhere.
Justice for Eric Garner! Justice for Eric Garner!
In the days after Garner's death, Rallies were held in 5 cities, with protesters calling themselves part of the Black Lives Matter movement. Almost a year later in Baltimore, Freddie Gray, a 25-year-old African-American man, was chased by police and later found in the back of a police van with 80% of his spine severed. Riots ensued and the damage cost an estimated $9 million.
Stand up and say loudly and clearly, Black Lives Matter.
And activists from Black Lives Matter affiliates have since confronted politicians at campaign events.
We're gonna let you on the mic. We're gonna give you the mic.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
The online movement has taken on a life of its own. And unlike a lot of hashtag activism, the Black Lives Matter banner has generated a sustained rallying cry for change and real-world results. When the University of Missouri came under fire for failing to address persisting complaints about racism on campus, Black Lives Matter contributed to protests that toppled the school's president.
Nobody is free until all of us are free. That's the end goal.
The movement has generated some backlash, but the core argument that African Americans aren't treated equally is backed up by statistics that show that black men are killed by police at a higher rate than white men. Until those numbers change, the Black Lives Matter movement isn't likely to go away anytime soon.
In February of 2018, Marvel released the film Black Panther, which featured Chadwick Boseman as Prince T'Challa, an African warrior who embraced his supernatural abilities. This film was the first blockbuster to feature a black superhero hero.
An 8-year-old from Flint, Michigan, Mari Copney, wants justice for her hometown. Known as Little Miss Flint, she wrote a letter to Barack Obama calling for a meeting in D.C. to talk about the water crisis in Michigan.
At the young age of 12, Naeem Hussein has already been around the world giving motivational speeches everywhere he goes. His speeches offer support to kids being bullied, helping them gain confidence and teaching them self-love.
Tired of reading books about white males, 11-year-old Marley Dias started the hashtag 1,000 Black Girls Books campaign. This campaign is aimed at getting 1,000 books with black girl protagonists so that all students can see themselves represented in the books that they read.
Black history is not just 1 month.
Black history is not just one people. It is all of us.
It is all the time.
Black history is American history.
Check it out!
Let's check it out. Shut the camera off, save the batteries.
Check it out!